You're tuned into Kana's Corner, and I have a very special guest with me today. I've been talking about it. If you haven't been listening to me, then shame on you. Today I have with me Daily Dustin.
Hi, how's it going?
It is going good because you're here. We have
Yay!
to talk to you. Though we feel bad for cutting into your Mass Effect 2 time.
Oh, it's okay. I need to put it down sometime.
It's like 20 years later.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say, but if I were, I would probably say good things.
Well, now you're involved with ScrewAttack.com. Can you elaborate a little bit on what you do on the site?
My main responsibility is the news show, our daily news show, Hard News. And aside from that, I also am the person responsible for doing the Armory on IGN.com. And I also do video game reviews, write video game vaults, edit video game vaults. I do a whole lot of stuff.
It sounds like it's hectic.
Yeah, kind of.
And now, how did you originally find out about Screw Attack or become involved with the site?
I started off, originally I started off, I was just doing kind of my own thing. And then, it was getting featured on GameTrailers.com. And, Craig noticed it, and they were actually looking for a news person. And, he approached me about it, and, that's how I got started on Hard News.
So it was pretty much that they found you, and then the relationship kind of just blossomed from there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had started out, I was doing exactly what they were looking for, so it just happened to work out really well.
And were you in the area or anything? Because I know that Screw Attack has like an HQ, or did you have to move?
I actually lived in Wisconsin at the time, but pretty much doing video game stuff is what I've always wanted to do. Before even that, I used to be a volunteer writer for a gaming website way back, like when I was younger. So getting the offer to do this for a living was pretty cool.
Did you ever think that you would get to this point where you can say like, hey, I'm on like this famous, site, and all I gotta do is be like, this is Hard News. I'm sure that's more than that, but.
Well, I actually, never thought that I would, be doing this for a living. I always just kind of thought it would be a hobby, and just got really lucky, and it turned out that I was able to do it for a living.
And you probably wouldn't trade it for the world.
Nope, not at all. There's nothing else I would rather be doing.
And you get to play all these video games early. I'm utterly jealous. I work at a game store, and I'm still not able to play games early.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to play one. That was Ghostbusters. That was it.
that was a decent game. We actually had the guys from Criminal Reality in here for our Out of the Box segment when that game was coming out.
I absolutely love that game, but I'm a big Ghostbuster nerd, so that's just opening a new can of worms right there.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry?
Did you like the first movie the best or the second?
I like the first one the best. The second one's okay. I mean, I love Vigo, but the first one has more of a comedic value, I think.
I started watching the first one again, and I'm surprised how many people are like smoking in it and stuff.
It was an ad for tobacco.
Yeah.
But on relation to actually video games, you're playing Mass Effect 2, but how often do you get to play video games considering that you're consistently working for Screw Attack?
Well, I have to play them, but when you do reviews, you actually have to play the game, so you kind of get to enjoy them. But if you're doing it for a piece of content, you're kind of playing it to get to a specific goal. Like for the Armory, I play it to get a specific weapon and then use that, So.
Then you're like, I never touch it again.
Yeah, kind of.
And do you have any favorite games that you're playing right now besides Mass Effect?
I'm actually playing Seaman right now on the Dreamcast. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, like really old school. And they just started talking full sentences and telling me I suck. So that's really exciting.
That's encouraging. You just pick up an old game system just to be like, you fail.
Well, I've had a Dreamcast for a long time, and we watched this thing, Messing with Seaman, by somebody uploaded to our site, because users can upload videos now on Screw Attack, and it was Messing with Seaman. I'm like, that looks like a really interesting game, and I wanted to try it out, so I did. And it's actually pretty fun. Like I didn't really know what the heck was going on at first, but now that they're starting to talk and kill each other, it's pretty entertaining.
Maybe we'll see it in a vault one day.
Maybe.
You never know. See, I like funny face. Insert here. But in relation, you said you talked a little bit about the armory. Can you elaborate what it is? Is it just showing off cool weapons or what?
Well, I used to do this thing when I was doing my independent site, just the Daily DL stuff, dailydl.com. That used to be my personal site. And I was doing this series called Weapon of the Week, along with the Daily DL, which was the news thing that I was doing that got me noticed for hard news. And when I came to Screw Attack, they were like, Craig was like, well, remember that series Weapon of the Week? Would you ever be interested in doing that again? I'm like, yeah, but I'd want to like relaunch it, do it right this time. Because like it was called Weapon of the Week, but I'd add a weapon like every month or something. So we started doing the armory, and it got noticed pretty quick. And what the armory is we take a game and we look for just like really cool weapons in the game, and we talk about them and like what makes those weapons great and why they're so badass.
How do you usually determine which ones are good enough? I mean, I would assume it's more something unique because when you look at most weapons, hey, AK-47, I haven't seen you in every other game.
Yeah. Well, did you ever play Fallout 3?
Yes, I did.
Okay, one of my favorite editions, Fallout 3. You know how you have that one thing that shoots nukes and then blows people up?
Yeah.
Well, there's another weapon in there that shoots 8 nukes at once and kills people. It's the experimental MIRV. So, like, if you got something special like that that just completely decimates your enemies, that's exactly the kind of stuff that we add to the armory.
See, I never got that weapon, so now I really want to play that game and find it.
It's really hard to find, actually. You got to get like 7 pieces of paper and then go to this military bunker. Like, it's fun though.
Well, I will definitely try that on the weekend on my day off. That's where my time will be spent now. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great game, Fallout 3.
There's so many hours in it that you can log and so many missions. Oh my god. And then they came out with the Game of the Year edition.
I think I have 120 hours logged in the Fallout 3.
Ooh.
I was a big fan, and I got all the achievements for all the downloadable content and everything.
Very nice. I mean, that's cool that you actually have the time to, go for all the achievements and everything. I would think that you'd be, so busy with your job that it'd be really hard to, play this or that game or to focus on getting like 100% of the achievements.
Well, that's not really for work. That's more for like during my personal time, because like once I leave work, I can do whatever I want. So like the armory is kind of like games that I'm playing or want to play, and I get lucky enough to talk about cool weapons in those games.
Very nice. And another subject that I want to bring up, because Sandy specifically asked that I ask, is that you get to play a villain in the series Metal Gear Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And could you elaborate a little bit on, how evil your character is and what they do?
Well, I don't want to say too much about my character's motivations, so to speak, because that will be revealed in the series, which you can see on ScrewAttack.com. But Metal Gear Ben is one of our new series, completely created by Ben Singer. He's heading up that operation, and I play Colt Destin, and one of the evil characters who gets to beat people up. And I've beaten up Ben multiple times, and Octagon beating him up multiple times, or at least once so far. But yeah, that's pretty fun. That's a new series. Obviously, it's a Metal Gear Solid spoof kind of, and we're about to launch episode 4 pretty soon. So.
And it sounds to me that's a great way to get out your aggression instead of, coming into the HQ one day and blowing off people's heads.
Yeah. Well, actually, for the Nick scene, I'm like, okay, Nick, I'm gonna slam you on the table. Are you ready? He's like, yeah, okay. And then I did it because, like, you got to be in character and everything. Like I'm a real actor. You got to be in character. So like, I slam it on the table, and he's like, yeah, that's kind of hard. So like, I actually feel really bad if anybody actually gets hurt. So we're pretty careful about that stuff.
Well, that's pretty good. We don't want one of you out of commission. Then the next hard news, somebody will be in a body cast.
Yeah, exactly.
But at least you can mess with people on body casts. That's the fun part.
Exactly. That's actually part of my goal, to get somebody into a body cast so I can mess with them.
Well, make sure to film it, and we'll all be able to watch it and tell all the listeners out there. It'll be the best prank ever.
Of course. Of course we'll film it.
And now, when does the next episode of Metal Gear Ben come out, or is it undetermined?
I actually think the next episode of Metal Gear Ben is coming out next week. Next week, Monday. I could find out for sure and tell you later. I'll get you an exact date.
Well, on the plus side, we can go to a short break because it's time for that. So when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Screw Attack and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned to 918 The Fan. Ever wonder what's going on in the anime world? Check out 918 The Fan every weekday for the newest iStock. We'll fill you in on everything you need to know in 3 minutes or less. Only on 918thefan.com. Hey, this is Connor's Corner, and we're back. If you don't know who my guest is today, I have Daily Dustin sitting with me in the corner.
That is me.
Yes, we're both in trouble, so we're both just sitting in the corner, apparently in time out.
Oh.
It was his fault, pretty much.
Of course you blame me.
Of course I'm going to, I mean, come on. So, now we get to the good stuff. What upcoming projects do you have in store for you fans?
Upcoming projects? Well, I got a VGR coming out pretty soon. I'll let you guess what game it's on. But
did I guess earlier?
Yeah, that'll be out the 26th. And besides that, the Armory is about to get back in swing here the same week, and hard news every day.
So you don't have really that too much planned in the future, no big surprises or anything?
Well, nothing new. The stuff that I do on a day-to-day takes up a lot of my time. So,
I'm actually really surprised to hear you do some of the editing. I just assumed you did most of the film and vocal work.
Hard news. I write that. I edit it. I do the image editing. I do the B-roll. I do everything with hard news. The Armory. I write that. I voice it. I edit it. I capture footage for it. Video Game Vaults, I write that. Craig voices, well, the ones that I do. I write those. Craig voices them, and then we edit them. So I do all that stuff.
So I'm assuming you've gotten really good at the editing portion by now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I went to college for, like video editing and like 3D modeling and texturing and stuff like that. So.
Oh, so that kind of gave you some on-hands experience before you were just like, here, have fun, edit this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yep.
It's been pretty different ride over on the 918 The Fan side. All of our videos, when we initially started, nobody really knew about movie programs or anything like that. And so I was like, well, I've been using this one for like 5 years, and I was the tech girl and the go-to girl for that.
Oh, yeah. I've used just about every video editing program known to man except for Avid, and I've got to say Final Cut is like the best one, hands down. Like, it's just so easy to use, and like you can do a lot with what's available there. So
yeah, we've been using. I do want to try Final Cut. I just haven't had the chance. But we've been using Magic's Movie Edit Pro.
Oh dear Lord!
Oh, don't make fun of us.
I'm just kidding. At least it's not Movie Maker. That's like
exactly. I mean, I like it because it's good for HD stuff, and it doesn't take too much RAM.
Yeah.
In comparison to like Vegas.
yeah, Vegas. Ugh. I don't like that one either.
It seems really hard to import anything, but now I'm kind of getting to the techie side of this.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question. Like, so you guys are an anime site. What's your favorite anime?
Well, my favorite anime, because I'm lame, is actually Sailor Moon. I still have like my Sailor Moon wallet and everything. I knew that was coming. But if you're talking about more modern anime, I do like Gankadetsu, the Count of Monte, or also known as the Count of Monte Cristo, and Ouran High School Host Club. So
wait, there's an anime about the Count of Monte Cristo?
Yes, there is. It's called Gankadetsu, and it's actually quite compelling. If you're interested in the book series, I would definitely say to take a look at that.
Well, I know the story of the Count of Monte Cristo, but like, I don't know how you can make a series out of that.
It's amazing. Like, there's also a Romeo and Juliet anime as well.
Oh wow.
So if they're both very, very different from their originals. Obviously, spoiler, with the Romeo and Juliet, obviously Romeo and Juliet die, but that's not different. But how they get there is different. And with Gankinetsu, the Count of Monte Cristo, there's like mechs and a bunch of backstory and things like that. It's quite entertaining. So if you do get the chance, I would certainly say pick it up and be amazed at what Japanese people can do to classic literature.
Well, personally, two of my favorite series are, well, the cleaner one, I would have to say, is Cowboy Bebop. Adult Swim actually exposed me to that, and I really liked it. I picked it up on DVD, and every once in a while, just on the weekend, I'll just watch the whole thing, because the stories, the characters really keep you engrossed from start to finish. And then the other one I like is Berserk, which children should not buy.
No, that's a very good warning to put on that.
Yeah. But again, really great story, but insanely violent, and some really crazy stuff happens at the end.
I mean, I know essentially with Cowboy Bebop, I mean, it really appealed to the Western audience. That's why they're doing the whole movie for it. I don't know if you were aware, but they're making a English adaptation live action movie for it.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing pictures of Keanu Reeves with the green hair. That was nice.
We're unsure about the acting choice, but we know the script will be handled well. We'll see.
Hopefully.
That's sort of the opinion from iStock at the moment until iStock crew until we see it. But in contrast, since we are running short on time, I want to know how our listeners can stalk you.
Oh, well, they can follow me on Twitter at DailyDestin, or they can just catch me every day on ScrewAttack.com on Hard News at about 6:30 p.m. daily.
So. Oh my God, is that 918 the fan? I love that. I love those guys.
Yes! That was awesome.
That was Greg.
They're so great.
Apparently this interview is guest starring Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't know what they're saying right now.
I have headphones on, so he can only hear what I'm saying.
Just tell him thank you.
They said thank you.
Shut up.
And before we let you go, as entertaining as that was, we might just use that as the bump. But I was going to ask you if you'd be willing to participate in a 918 the Fan tradition.
Okay. What's the tradition?
The tradition is we ask every guest that we have on for an interview if they would be willing to do a bump for us.
Sure.
Basically, I can write it for you just in case you can't remember. But say essentially, I'm insert name. I do this, and you're tuned in to 918 the Fan.
I'm insert name. I do this, and this is 91.8 the Fan.
You actually have to insert your own name. So I'm Daily Destin.
All right. I'm Daily Destin, and this is 918 the Fan.
Thank you. Anything else you want to tell the listeners out there?
No.
Okay.
Go to ScrewAttack.com, upload videos.
You guys suck. No. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. We appreciate your awesomeness, graciness.
Thank you very much for having me.
And Craig in the background, that's hilarious. We're going to go back to the music, as funny as that was. So stay tuned to 918 the Fan. Everything you want to hear and nothing you don't.